Hello, Watertown After School. We're going to be looking at this little game from Discovery called the Maze Planter, and we're going to be looking at how plants actually grow toward light. This is going to be a very interesting concept because if you look at the different activities that you can do in this manual, you can do them and shut off one side to light and actually shut off both sides to light and kind of have it as a little race to see which ones actually get on there faster. What I like is you can shut off one side to light and then leave the other one towards light so you can actually learn how plants grow toward light. So I'm going to teach you one word, and this one word I want you to learn: phototropism. Phototropism is how plants grow toward light. And there's actually a series called negative tropism where plants can grow away from light sometimes, and it could be based upon heat or something like that. But the word photo is actually Greek for light. So we also see the word photosynthesis, and the word synthesis means converting light into a usable form for plants. Tropism actually means leaning toward. It's also Greek. So you're going to learn a little bit, all kinds of Greek words today. Phototropism, leaning toward light. So that's what this whole activity is actually based on. It's plants actually growing toward light. So we're going to kind of start off very simple. You're going to be getting beans and you're going to be getting soil in, and then you actually put this whole thing together already. You're going to have a little house, and we're going to assemble the bottom in just a second. But first, you're going to be given this little petri dish. This little petri dish is how you're going to actually start your seeds. You have to start your seeds first in the petri dish before you put them inside the house to grow, because not all seeds actually grow. So usually 90 or 95% of seeds from a new package will actually grow. But sometimes I have bad luck and I would have the 5% that's not going to actually germinate. So actually put in 5 or 6 seeds in here, get them going, and then see which ones are actually the most vigorous, and then you're going to transplant them over there. So what you're going to do with this, the manual actually suggests to put a thin layer of cotton, or you can use some type of a bandage, or if you don't have a cotton bandage or a layer of cotton, use 2 or 3 cut out small paper towels. Because what you're going to do is you're actually going to put water in this, and that water is going to be touching the seeds. And the seeds will actually do a process called imbibing the water. They will actually soak up that water, and then they will begin to grow. So what you're going to do first, and this is going to take 3 or 4 days to actually get them going. If you can, put these in a sunny window somewhere where it's warm. You don't want to keep these somewhere where it's cool and dark because they will slow down and they will not really grow all that fast. So if we look at our other things that we have 2 bottom dishes. Hopefully you can see those right there. You have this bottom dish right here, which is actually going to collect the water, because most plants, if they're actually sitting in water, they'll rot. Let's think about this. Roots are just like people. Roots have got to have oxygen. If we leave the roots in water, it's basically soil soaked with water the entire time, and those roots are not able to breathe, they'll actually die off and rot. So that's not the purpose of this. The purpose of this is actually get these plants growing to actually grow toward light. So you've got this bottom channel. This is for collecting your water. Then you have this cool dish with all these tiny little bitty holes in the bottom of it right now. So what we're going to do is you're going to fill in soil, and I don't have any soil right now, but you can do this at home. You're going to fill this in with soil, okay? When you fill this in with soil, you're going to place your sprouted bean seeds after they actually start having green leaves halfway in this. So theoretically, they're going to be right in the middle of each one of these. Then this actually sits on top of this little bitty dish right here. So the purpose of actually having this like this is so whenever time you have to take it off to water, to take off the house off the top, the water actually goes through and it kind of sits down here. And then what's cool about this is whenever the plant starts to grow, this is going to be filled with roots. So you're able to see all of their roots growing, but you don't want those roots to just constantly sit in water because they'll actually rot and mildew. So that's not good. But if it's just kind of moist in there, the roots will start filling this up, and that'll be kind of a neat process. there are so many different activities that you can actually have for this. And I think in the back of the book, it has anywhere from 5 to 6 to 7 different activities. You can actually put in a shade. You can, let me move this right now. You can actually have this set up however you want to. So these little bitty sides right here, you can move them into the middle. You can have one on the side. You can move them wherever you want to. You can have it changed up to where one of them could have a really hard time weaving through there and the other one could just go straight up. This is your activity. But what's the whole purpose of this is you need to show how it needs to show how plants are actually growing towards light. So whenever I do this for the first time, I'm going to put them in here both plain because I just want to see them growing up because I want to see the roots. I want to see the plant stalk growing. I want to start seeing it forming leaves. And I want to see which one actually reaches the top center. So remember, you've got your soil in this one right here, and your seeds are already in here. Then this actually sits on top of the house. It's a really simple kit to get going, but once you actually have it growing and they start growing out the top, you can actually take these beans, take them out, and redo it completely with something else. So you may want to put in a shade on one side. You may want to. You may want to actually put that down a little bit more. You may want to move these around some to kind of have it as a little competition. Now, beans are going to grow extremely fast, and what's cool about this is you're going to be able to see a bean grow, actually have leaves within 2 or 3 days, and then theoretically, a bean should be able to grow out the top within 5, 6, 7 days. And I would really love to see pictures of it, of you actually doing it. I want to see what it looks like. I want to see how you built it. But also make sure you look at all the different activities in this discovery book for this maize planter, because there's so many different activities you have out there, and you have little bitty tools you can use inside your box also whenever you're moving the seeds from the little bitty petri dish that we have right here. You really shouldn't use your hands because sometimes we can squish those really gentle seeds that are really soft like a sponge. They have little tweezers in the box that you can actually use to transplant your seeds. But that's mainly the whole maize planter in a nutshell. The whole idea is phototropism, watching plants grow toward light. Please send me pictures. LHOLMAN1 at utk.edu because I want to see what it looks like, and I hope that you have success with it. If you have some questions about it, your plants don't do well, it could be because they're not getting enough light. So when we think about the whole idea of photosynthesis, plants take in carbon dioxide, they take in water, and they need some type of a light to actually convert all that to a usable form for the plant. So the reason, number one, why your plants may fail is they're overwatered. Remember, roots have got to have oxygen. And number two, they don't have enough light. So if you've got any questions, feel free to email me, call me, and we'll get you taken care of. Thank you. Bye.